They gave me a little flyer, and something that really popped out to me was politics is designed for division, schools designed for obedience. And I know it seems a little ironic saying that on a campus, schools designed for obedience. You can go to college and still believe that school is obedience at the same time. But what really popped out to me was just seeing things like voluntarism.
You mentioned democide, and I was like, that's death by government. Professor R.J. Rummel talks about this from Hawaii, and he wrote a whole book about it, and it's something you can look up publicly. You know, it's like 300 million deaths in just the last century, which is insane. So it's a leading cause of death. And that concerns me because we usually look at the government as like a source of protection and order. And I'm like, how did that happen in history? And I often ask people, like, let me ask you a question real quick. Would you obey the law if it went against your conscience, or would you follow your conscience and disobey the law?
Thank you. That is a common thing that I think about, and I have become more and more at the risk of seeming like, being put on a list sometimes. There are some times where I feel like if a law is unjust, and I want to speak in a very narrow sense about this. I'm not saying you could do what you want just because you disagree with the law. But some laws, let's say like slavery back then, you mentioned slavery, you know, if you were to disobey slavery back then, would you be doing something immoral? I don't think so. We look to people like Harriet Tubman, and I don't know too much about Harriet Tubman.
Heroes.
But what is the Underground Railroad? That's all I know about Harriet Tubman.
Exactly.
Something like she brought slaves into the Underground Railroad and all that. She disobeyed the law.
Do you know what the Underground Railroad is? Like,
it was like transferring slaves, like getting them to free states.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was even abolitionists building towns, like whole out towns away from the government.